I would put up really simple charts showing information about trends over time or where New Zealand sat compared to other countries. And people would frequently be really shocked. I would just put up like a really simple line chart or a simple column chart, and people would say, "What? I had no idea that that was the case. How did I not know that about my country?" So Wiki New Zealand is the data dissemination platform for New Zealand, and we bring together a whole heap of data from a variety of sources, different government agencies, Stats NZ, etc., OECD, and we put it all together in one place and in visual form so that anybody can understand information on a variety of topics without having to spend the time and the skill required to use databases and spreadsheets, and without necessarily having to have specific questions in mind before exploring and playing with data. There's a technique that I've started using in presentations when I show people about what we're doing at Wiki New Zealand that makes them instantly understand why we exist. And I start by putting a title of a graph on a blank chart, and I say, I'm going to show you some data and I want you to really quickly tell me what you think it says, what the trend is. And I just go flash and put up an excerpt from a spreadsheet that has the list of the years and a list of numbers, and everyone kind of sits there going, oh, I don't get it, it's numbers in a spreadsheet. And then I flash up a chart that shows the line of the trend over time, and everyone instantly is like, oh, you're right, you can understand content in visual form so much faster and so much easier than you can when you see numbers written down. So anyone that wants to contribute and to help with funding, they can either donate directly on the website, or just email me or contact me directly about becoming a topic area patron. Or if companies that have data that want to kind of look at how they can work with us, that will just be through me and talking about how to make sure it's most useful. So one of the really exciting things that is happening is there is so much more data becoming open and accessible, and government policy that's bringing it to the attention of the agencies that people actually want to use data that can end up valuing a lot of things. And so it's really great to see how some agencies are kind of collaborating and talking about how we can get cross-referencing kind of data. And one of the things I've noticed in our discussions both with businesses with data and with agencies with data is that nobody is an expert at making their data accessible. In 5 years, I don't think people will think about Wiki New Zealand as something to have a big song and dance about. What I want is for it to have integrated into our culture and to become a fabric of how we operate. Similar to how you use a dictionary or Wikipedia, but you don't really think about it. It's part of your thought process. It's one of the resources you use to tap into throughout your life as you need it. And when we face different issues in life, when we're thinking about certain decisions, to just automatically think, there is probably some data that's relevant to this. I wonder what it is. I should just go to Wiki New Zealand and learn what it is before taking it to the next step of forming my opinion and having discussions with people.